Diego si Immortal, VP.
Naku, lakad mo
Jump in and perhaps like tank a Fiend's Grip, or you want someone else to go in first. I like that Bloodseeker can be that and can get involved early in fights.
Well, that's a tanky boy.
That's a big boy right there. How are you feeling about this Underlord?
It's an interesting one. We have
Enigma he's going somewhat close. Yep, top lane, Ori TP's in, Fissure to set things up. The Firestorm doing a little bit of damage to Monet, but this looks like Kataomi will fall with one more zip, but he pops that Fairy Fire, another right click, but he saves himself, so Ori has to fully commit to this, but the Blood Right is there, and Monet and company will get first blood on the side of Aster.
So it's first blood. He gets, 350 gold for that. That's definitely, if that wasn't first blood, then rectify that. But you need something to jump Wyvern. Especially Kataomi on Wyvern, like Baboka.
Yep, he's going to get Malefice with some creeps beating him down as well. And Baboka looks to be dead. His creep's not able to save him this time.
Stormstormer
right click. He's going to go down. Fishman gets credit for that. And Stormstormer with a huge kill onto Ori. That's a solo kill.
Yeah, Ori just walked up and gripped him in the tower thinking that Stormstormer would back off, but he combos him and it's just a free kill.
Wow, that is huge. I mean, before that, the farm discrepancy pretty much non-existent. It was very even, but that'll certainly help Stormstormer out as you'll see another Avalanche catching Siamese Cat. It gets a nice enchant totem, but he's going to get tossed in the air, and as we've seen before, Earthshaker in this early stage can be a bit pathetic at times. Top lane, we're going to see a zip in from Ori, and here comes the Dawnbreaker ult as Saberlight going to get stunned and brought down despite the cold embrace coming out. Nice kill for Aster.
It's a 3-core rotation, though, for Aster. Like, I'm not even sure if that's worth it. Saberlight is just going to TP.
And has the curse available. Saberlight gets Hurricane onto the other side. The Avatar's on top of the curse, though, so no damage really done. And Saberlight is likely going to die here. Another zip in from Ori, but he's Adamant. Toby gets the black hole, but a nice dodge from Ori. There's only one inside, and it's XXS. Toby, Cold Embrace, not going to save him. Saberlight able to get out. A nice Echo Slam coming out from Siamese Cat. They find 3, so only Saberlight will live out of this engagement. And into the Fiend's Gate, Monet could follow him up, but either way for Aster, they're happy with the 4-kill exchange.
Good jump by Aster. I mean, that was kind of
dropped off a bit, which is usually not the case for tiny snowballing potential because Stormstormer got off to an amazing start. They're going to smoke up, find Monet, Avatos to start things out. Already at half health, he's going to pop his BKB though, and there's the grip and the Dawnbreaker ult and the Fissure canceling that immediately. Big Starbreaker coming out as XXS deletes 2 heroes from Entity. Kataomi gonna try to cold embrace himself as Ori just focusing on Saberlight, who's going inside his ult, but it's canceled. Triple kill for XXS, and Aster find 4.
Ori's going through. Does he know where that leads? I don't know if you want to go in that.
To the fountain, yeah, that could be hard to come by. It's Fishman. He's gonna get a Nightmare off, but he's likely gonna fall, but a nice ult comes out from Kataomi to try to save some space here for Fishman to get out. Toby comes in with the black hole, the grip on top of Ori as well. The Hand of God will be enough. He's gonna pop his BKB and zip back onto Fishman. So a good attempt from Entity, but it's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade to start this out, and Saberlight will fall. So it seemed like good execution from Entity this time. It just wasn't enough to kill off those 3 heroes in the black hole.
Using that on creeps? Was it creeps?
Potentially. Monet. His smoke's going to be broken with Saberlight there as well. The curse comes out onto 2. Not that much damage done, but it sets up a nice potential black hole here from Toby. But where's the damage output afterwards? The BKBs are just popped now. Echo Slam coming out. Fishman's going to get saved for the time being, but again, Entity just crumbling in this fight. Stormstormer does find one in the form of Siamese Cat, but it's going to cost him his own life. And only 2 members of Entity survive. And another team fight win by Aster as they can now poke. Maybe there's an addition to that. As we're going to see the Avatos from Stormstormer. Ori at half HP. The black hole is there. Dawnbreaker goes right into the black hole himself. But again, no damage follow-up at all. Monet just focusing down Stormstormer. Very easy kill for him. And 2 more dead for Entity. Make it 3. Saberlight, the only member up for Entity. And they have lost fight after fight after fight. And now Aster with a seemingly really want to fight. And obviously not really worried about the push from Entity, considering they haven't really won a fight in a very long time.
Okay, drop the ward of the sentry on the tower. This is going to be the big fight.
Yeah, Monet gets off his Rupture onto Stormstormer, pops the BKB, but the cancellation of the Fiend's Grip again, and just like that, Saberlight and Fishman are dead. Buy back into the game. Midnight Pulse not doing that much as Stormstormer trying to get away. You can see the Solar Guardian coming as well, not going to connect fully, but Ori just pushing everybody from Entity back into their fountain as XXS. Doesn't even matter anymore. GGs are called. Aster shellacking here in game number 1.
We're going to game 3 here.
Ooh, potential game 3. That should be pretty exciting, right?
It's amazing, this game. I mean, every single hero has a spell that you want to steal. That's Fishman.
Yeah, he's taking some damage. Nightmare comes out for Fishman. Taking a lot of damage though from his swashbuckle. He pops the Fairy Fire. It's going to be a right-click battle. First Blood actually goes the way of Entity, just barely. And XXS being forced out a bit now. Has his shield crash. Swashbuckle up in a few seconds. He gets off the Electric Vortex. Now the focus is on the Kataomi, though. Gets off the jump. Onto the high ground he goes. I don't think they can pursue any further. Stormstormer gets a nice toss onto Baboka onto the high ground. Telekinesis to try to save his own life. But Baboka getting chased. There's the grave again for Siamese Cat. Seen this so many times this tournament. The tree decapitates him from afar. Nice pickup there from Stormstormer. Going for more, though. Gets the Avalanche. Another toss close to the tower range, but the zip in from Ori. They're going to get punished. So Kataomi falls. And Siamese Cat, one more right click will do it from Stormstormer. Or Fishman, either will do. Fishman will take it.
Okay, so Entity getting a couple of kills there with the tossbacks. Not really any objective for sure. For sure, he's completely free-farming bot, and I don't think Enigma can pressure him. You just farm all of the Eidolons. Stormstormer
stack here. Up in mid lane, we're gonna have some action. Avalanche there from Stormstormer, but Ori's gonna be perfectly fine. The first roar comes out from Saberlight, so no grave for Siamese Cat. XXS gets a nice rolling thunder. Actually going to connect on 2 heroes. Stormstormer getting really low. Good Nightmare, but there's the Black Hole to try to counteract it and save Stormstormer. It'll be successful, and they'll turn it around. 3 kills in favor of Entity.
Yeah, that was a nice hole. I mean, he holds in a way that it doesn't continue changing, or at least the saved initiation from the Dazzle.
Yep, and Entity, they want to smoke up again. They still have the Black Hole as Ori in the triangle. Going to catch up from that last death. Siamese Cat posturing to try to save the Alchemist, but instead, they're going to find Ori again. 30 seconds of no storm, and that is another painful death for Ori, as Siamese Cat's going to be the collateral here as well. So Entity really upping the ante. They have taken several towers now, as Monet still not done with the ratings. We thought this might be like the record for the tournament, but this is turning into just an average time ratings because the fact that he's had to walk around the map.
Yeah, and I mean, they had a Boar scouting this too. They've got a Hawk there. Looks like they're going to actually go for a kill elsewhere.
Yep, Fishman.
They have the grip.
The Nightmare into the Avatos from Stormstormer, and the Thunder God's Wrath is enough to delete XXS.
He's gripped.
It's Ori. He's going to get gripped after initiating onto Fishman himself. Stormstormer, will he have his cooldowns? No. Just a couple seconds off. But he could potentially pursue Avalanche. Toss with Kataomi in the area, and the Thunderbolt is enough. So Ori's greed bites him in the ass as Entity find him again. That is the 3rd death for Ori. Gem pickup, even the dive bomb coming out. Axe is coming in, but Ori wants to defend this with all his heart. And they're going to turn this around to Saberlight as Monet finally gets him right clicks down, but there's the roll. What the hell are these ultimates on top of each other? Full grip onto Monet, but he's going to live for now. Avatos with the nice grave coming out as well, but he is horribly surrounded. Actually goes down to the jump from Kataomi. So Entity punishing this pretty hard. They do lose Saberlight. Question is, who got the gem? Did it drop? That's Baboka. He's going to get taken out here for one more right click. Triple kill for Kataomi of all heroes. XXS, he's going to roll up thanks to that shard, but it's not going to keep him alive as Entity. They get the gem, they get the fight, and they still have Aegis.
Okay, so it turns out overlapping the hole and the primal
Stormer coming in. He gets off the Avalanche. Tosses well. Baboka just barely lives, and this is going to be turned around now. But again, this is just the Aegis. The question is, does Entity have the numbers? Rolling Thunder still continuing. Saberlight coming in, looking for a potential roar target. Gets it off onto Monet as Ori. Ori has to zip back to base as Monet pops his early BKB. Concoction coming off as Stormstormer able to finish off Baboka. And now Monet getting chased by these disgusting creeps is already 3 dead for Aster. And this might be GG territory. Monet dies in his own base. Buyback onto Ori. But that's going to be a dieback for him. 50 seconds of Storm Spirit done. 3-2-2 accomplished as well for Entity. Apparently the game is not ended yet, though. Looks like that scan came out from Entity just to see if they'd be coming in from the south, but instead it will actually be the north. So Entity going to smoke up now as well as the BKB on for Saberlight.
Yeah, Entity knows that there's a smoke out happening here from Aster because look at the creeps in the base. It's so obvious with where those are positioned. They're pinging it. They know.
Yeah, Storm. Oh, Monet. They're going to be spotted. Grip comes out already. Look at this Pango just dying inside the Grip. Gets roared after the fact, and Monet dies as well as Entity continuing to absolutely spank Aster right now.
They just call it.
Called.
They call it.
So this is indeed going to a game number 3. This one was not remotely close, but Entity certainly coming back with a vengeance. I mean, we talked about this before.
Woohoo! I'm a goblin.
And obviously no bottle refill available as Stormer doesn't even have one yet. He actually came from the bot lane anyway, so wouldn't be able to refill it regardless. But Toby just gets destroyed. First blood for Aster.
Katomi's level 1. He might die too.
Yeah, I think he is definitely dead. Pops the wand. Of course, when I say that, full wand
21
of the tier 1 tower entirely. Does require 3 members of Aster though. And you can see bottom lane, a similar thing is happening, although Monet's the one that's actually caught off guard. TP's coming in, but the Centaur Stomp coming out. Nice grave from Siamese Cat, as Saberlight probably just forced to try to right-click through this. They do find Monet, but it's going to be the cost of Saberlight. And the Primal Split coming out will lead to a second kill for Aster. As Kataomi, oh, he gets lifted at the last second by XXS. So the first Primal Split used to full effect, although Kataomi jumps to the high ground.
He got him,
and
he's
now
stuck.
blocked in by the fissure. And it's going to be a slow death for him, one way or the other. Gets off some spells in the meantime, and a high 5 to boot. Ends up being a 1 for 3. They do get Monet, which is a very valuable kill, but again, costing you the position 1 Doom, and the offlane working on that Aghanim step. So he actually went Vanguard and Hood, didn't end up disassembling, so just playing it safe. As Toby and company will get Fissured to start things out, but XXS gets up the Primal Split into an instant grip on the side of Entity, so punished completely as Aster lose their offlaner, and it looks like Siamese Cat will be next, although he's going to get his grave off. Likely will just delay the inevitable. There's nice 2 pickups for Entity, and likely will try to turn this into a tier 1 tower as well.
Yeah, they have the brew answers.
Major.
Yeah, we are in Arlington as well.
Yeah, this is Texas, USA land. Fishman, he is all over the place, this guy. Look at the vision that they have. He gets the Nightmare off. Saberlight's here as well. You can see some reinforcements coming for Aster, but I don't know if this is going to be in time.
Oh, Doom the back line.
Dooming the Dazzle before the Grave can come out. They're going to find the DP, and Saberlight and Kataomi teaming up for the second kill as Entity just outplaying Aster right now.
Fishman on this Bane with the baits and the setup.
But they can see that most of the members of Aster are here. They've already popped the Exorcism to get this tier 2 tower.
This
will get it successfully. Monet, Nightmare from the high ground, immediately taken off, and Monet is not scared of anybody considering he is mega tanky and has the Aegis. Will in fact take the outpost in the face of Entity, but there's the Doom initiation onto the Brewmaster. He looks to be dead right off the bat of this fight, and the Grip just completely segregating Monet from his team. That's going to be the first life for him, as one more right click should do it. And Ori forced to TP out as the Exorcism comes back, and now Monet completely surrounded. Avatos, Spirit Vessel applied, and Entity, even against an Aegis, just terrific fight.
Once again, Fishman, the absolute MVP of that fight. He sets up multiple wards.
Entity up in the air as Saberlight just trying to run away at this point to waste some time. Stun onto Toby. Force staff to the high ground, just barely makes it. Silence comes in from Ori, I should say. Obviously does not have the Exorcism to work with. Primal Split again goes off thanks to the Aghanim Scepter as Toby getting gone on completely by Ori. That's the first death, but Doom lied to Ori himself. But the rest of Entity not able to really close the gap here. So the BKB from Saberlight used from defensive measure. as the Enchant Totem actually cancels the TP from Stormstormer as a deny comes out onto Ori, who ends up dying to his team. Monet, though, ends up dropping. So nice pickup here from Entity as they found 3, but Boca looks to be next on the list. So Entity kind of waiting out this primal split. They lose only Toby, and XXS without anything else to his disposal would be dropped as well. 7K lead for Entity. And despite not getting the initiation they were originally looking for, still come out on top of that fight.
Yeah, that was a...
And he is using Shadow Blade right now. So that's going to break things up for Aster, who get nothing out of it.
Stormstormer's actually...
see it now. XXS, okay, might be going for this Bane as the Avatos comes in from Stormstormer, but the Enchant Totem immediately, Ori, he's going to get Infernal Bladed and Doom. He's just going to drop here in all likelihood. Gets the Lotus Orb off, though. They're going to turn this around to Stormstormer instead. So Doom's still not off cooldown. So Aster able to get a valuable kill as the chase continues. So if Entity can try to defend this while this Exorcism is up, might be a good time for them to go in. But Ori fully committing to the Roche. This is Roche number 2 with the Shard. It's Toby. He can see very clearly because of these wards. Gets off the Poison Nova. They're going to focus down Fishman to start this out, and he's dead.
No buyback.
No buyback as Stormstorm gets a big avalanche toss onto Dazzle. So that is a dead support on both sides. Doom applied to Ori, who still has the Exorcism up. Trying to go to the high ground as Kataomi trying to finish him off in his own space as Monet. He's trying to get the Roshan. The Aegis finally gets picked up by him along with the Roche kill itself. And now he's just doing so much damage. Infernal Blade applied to him, but already 2 dead for Entity. The Aegis advantage for Aster. But this could be the end of the Aegis at the very least. Indeed it is.
But Boca
now
still has
Saberlight Company might have to get out. Fissure onto the high ground. Shiva's is popping. It looks like Saberlight might be coming to an end here. He's going to get jumped now by Baboka to get this finishing move. So 3 kills for Aster. Obviously the Aegis was consumed, but still a 1-team fight in the end. Can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
But Entity with a 5K lead now, but Satanic online from Monet. And he is very farmed at the moment. And from XXS's perspective, obviously still working on the refresher as Stormstormer. He's going to get a quick pickup on Siamese Cat. But Saberlight pops the BKB. They have the Doom applied to the Brewmaster, so Entity winning this fight handily. But Boca trying to get away, limping away right now, but being pursued by Saberlight. One more right click should do it if he gets off this Infernal Blade. Knowing that he's dead, he's just trying to expend all those spells. Monet, he's all alone right now, but TP's coming in. Avatos, Saberlight. Looking to finish off Monet, but he's going to find the distance here. Exo popped by Ori now. And Entity not afraid to continue on as Ashivas has popped the avalanche toss to follow.
He's dead.
Double toss, in fact, as Ori just drops. Big cooldown down, and 4 for nothing as Entity clean this up.
Man, XXS at the start of the fight, the moment this...
Sure.
I don't even know if he's gotten it off yet. It's kind of hard to notice.
Saberlight, oh, the Doom comes out right off the bat, but it's reflected thanks to the Lotus Orb. And Bristle not afraid of this fight at all. And you can see the Echo Slam used by Baboka. Stormstorm with the BKB on the other side of the fissure. XXS finally gets off the primal split. Fishman is his target right now, but the Bristle's dead as Stormstormer finishes him off, but it's going to be a trade for his own life. But you can see damage being applied now to Ori, and he gets taken out relatively early in the fight as well. Toby continuing to get pursued by the primal split.
Nice save.
The Lotus Orb applied to him now. Now the XXS is
I feel
ult.
like he just wants to walk in, suicide, and then buy back.
Yep, potentially. And Kataomi likely have Nimbus here soon. Fissure coming out, not really doing too much. In fact, kind of blocking his own way a bit as the primal split is popped. Try to take out Fishman, this pesky Bane. It's been the bane of Aster's existence, and he will die. Does have buyback, though, as Toby does get off the Poison Nova. The Avalanche toss from Stormstormer, focusing on the Dazzle, but he's going to live. Siamese Cat gets off the grave on himself as Stormstormer now. He's the one that has to be careful, attempting to TP out, but double kill for Ori, takes him out. 3 dead for Entity. They're going to buy back into this game as Saberlight falls as well. Will he expend his buyback? And Ori lives throughout the second Doom, and now Entity losing a big chunk of their lead here. And even the buyback on the Siamese Cat.
I think Aster probably wants to go fight
he
this.
actually brought back into the river. Spirit Vessel applied.
He's gripped. It's up again.
He is gripped, and oh, the Avalanche comes out and cancels the fissure. That's 2 dead for Aster. They're going to be forced to buy back. Both do have them. Already, one comes out from XXS, and you can see...
Again.
Yeah, that would have been pretty rough. As Saberlight actually still wants to fight. Gets off Doom, but Lotus Orb is going to reflect a bit here. You can see Bristleback is more than healthy. Saberlight taking most of the damage as the Primal Spit continue to kind of segregate this fight. Stormsummer coming with the Avalanche Toss, but he's going to get crushed in the meantime, and Saberlight will die as well. They do have buybacks and mass, and they'll have to use them. Kataomi completely out of mana. Again, these Brew Spirits are doing whatever the hell they want. The Grave onto Brew, onto the Bristleback, but Monet is perfectly fine. Double kill for Baboka, and Aster starting to run away with this fight. 4 buybacks from Entity. The hairball comes out to slow the backstab, and they need this to go flawlessly.
That is a Hail Mary.
Monet, they're going to see them thanks to the Thunder God's Wrath. Avalanche is there, but Monet already with the Lotus and the BKB. Saberlight trying to get off his ult. He does so successfully on the DP with the Refresher to follow, but he's falling so low, he's going to be brought down. 120 seconds of no Saberlight. No buyback whatsoever as the Poison Nova comes out, but he's just dropped to his knees. Buyback now from Baboka. And Fishman in the trees. This looks to be the last-ditch effort for Entity, as Stormer not going to get bashed by Monet, so does TP back successfully, but again, nothing to fear from Aster because they have everything. Aegis, 2 Cheese, Refresher Shard, and only 2 enemies against them, and getting top 4 at this tournament.
There's no way they defend this. It's impossible with these 2 heroes alive. They're just going to go straight throne.
Yep, just focusing on the tier 4s now as Dazzle ends up dying here. The Stormer, but we'll buy back because they've kept all their buybacks at this point. And
That's
GG is called. Aster secures top 4 at the Arlington Major and drop.